Hey, kids. You're listening to the internet's wettest podcast about video games, consoles, and pancakes. The SML Podcast.
Can you hear me this time?
Yes, we can hear you. You sound good,
Awesome.
too.
Thank you. I got a new microphone.
Sweet.
Ooh.
I got a Shure MV7.
Sounds fancy.
It does. It fits in an anus quite well. That's the first thing I look for in a new mic. How's it fit
Anusability.
Anus? Number two, vocal quality.
You only put the mic in there, fucking amateur. I go for the whole headset.
Yeah. Well, I'm working up to it, but I'm trying to figure out how to get the whole entire mic arm to go in there as well. But it has that bend in the middle, so I'm trying to figure. That's where I keep getting.
Well, yeah,
you got to get the flexible ones.
Where you insert it, that's where you try to get it into your colon. See, we're trying to get me a new Turtle Beach headset, and honestly, the first thing I'm going to do is talk about whether or not it fits in my anus comfortably.
Yo, perfect.
I love how when I finally joined the call, we're talking about shoving stuff up Jacob's ass. What the fuck?
Oh my God. Well, should we start the show?
We didn't record that?
Yeah, I thought that was the
that was prime material.
That would be a great if we're just talking about me just shoving video game headsets up my butt.
And cantaloupe.
Where did the cantaloupe come from?
I'm not much of a cantaloupe person. I prefer watermelon.
Oh, Jesus. What's up, everyone? This is the SML Podcast. I am your host, Joe. Joining somewhat as usual, Jacob and Aki. How are you two doing?
You know.
You just talk about shoving a headphone set up your asshole, and now you can't find the words to say hi?
Well, I'm just, it's standard stuff.
I'm doing pretty good.
See, Aki has words.
You were doing pretty good, and then you entered in the chat.
Yeah, true.
No, I'm still doing pretty good, because you getting stuff shoved up your ass is hilarious.
Whatever works for you.
Anyway, we have a guest joining us today. Ryan Niemiller is back on the show. How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm good. I apologize. I'm the one who started shoving things in my ass, and it kind of snowballed from there. That was...
Hey,
I need a new act for America's Got Talent.
Whoa, hold on. We're talking about shoving things up people's asses. Now we're talking about snowballing. Jeez, this is a great episode.
Whatever it takes. I'm trying to get second place next time, so I need to really up my game.
I hate all you guys.
Sloppy seconds with the snowball. Nice.
You want me to go ahead and log off, Joe? Did you get enough?
I apologize in advance for all of this. Not to you guys, to our listeners. I'm sorry to our listeners.
You are loving every minute of this.
Oh,
I am loving this. Carnage, did we start recording yet? Yes, we are recording. Carnage is going to rate us with a whole shitload of people because he was streaming Riders Republic. So we're going to have an audience for once.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. That's scary. But Ryan, you're used to performing with an audience. You were just on the Jericho cruise. How did that go?
It was awesome. It was fantastic. Number one, I did not get seasick.
Yay!
Which was good.
Awesome.
This was my first cruise I've ever been on. I've never been on a cruise, even just casually, let alone working. So I was a little nervous about that. And luckily, I did not get sick, and I only shit my pants once, but that was on a dare.
On a dare?
Hold on. Yeah, you can't just leave it like that. You have to tell us what happened.
It's totally made up. I didn't.
Oh, well.
Oh.
I thought we were about to revisit the sharks conversation like last episode.
Very true. Yeah, that was problematic though, because the toilet to the bathroom in those cabins is not very big. So it was an adventure walking around the boat trying to find an ample toilet for my ample dumps.
Couldn't you just stick your ass over the side of the boat?
If I wasn't so scared of falling over and dying, yes.
Well, that's why I asked somebody to hold you.
Exactly. Yeah, I need a good friend.
Excuse me. could you help drop my pants and hold me so I could shit over the side of this boat?
Hey, Chris Jericho, you're pretty strong. I'm holding my hands while I shit off the side of your boat. What? Will you bring me back next time? What, no?
That's rather rude.
Back?
I know.
Just
Yeah,
adds a little color to the boat. It's fine.
yeah, the nerve. All right.
A splash of color.
I was gonna say, yeah, like ocean water's just gonna splash up against it. It'll wash off. It's fine.
Yeah, I was trying
No
to
one
add
will
a little
notice.
class to the wrestling and heavy metal cruise.
Yeah. Oh, gee. So how was the cruise? Like, tell us about the cruise. What goes on that kind of crazy, just boat full of awesomeness? Like, what the hell happened?
It was a lot. So I personally only had to do 2 comedy sets, so those were really easy. And like, because of the nature of this cruise, it's a pro wrestling cruise for pro wrestling fans. Those fans were so like hot right off the bat that these were the easiest sets I've ever done. So like, you don't even have to work hard, which was nice. And then for me, the highlight, just being a huge pro wrestling fan, was kind of getting to hang out with the wrestlers and not feel like I was an asshole. Like I was welcomed there, which was nice. So I watched a lot of wrestling. I hung out with a lot of the wrestlers. Like that part was super cool. And for me, it was nice to, and I'm sure a lot of us can relate to this. It was nice to just have friends for a few days.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to get out and be part of humanity again.
Exactly. Like I love my wife to death. My wife is my favorite person in the world. It's been nothing but 18 months of hanging out with just me and her. So it was kind of nice to just be like, oh, okay, I have friends that I'm not contractually obligated to be with right now. She's not listening to this. It's fine.
That's okay. No one's listening to this.
Also fair. True.
Yeah, so how long was the cruise? Like, when did it start? When did you go out?
It was 4 days total. Like, so it went out on Thursday. I got to Miami on Tuesday. Just 'cause I've had so many flight issues the past couple months that I didn't want to risk not getting on the boat.
Yeah.
So I got in there Tuesday. We left Thursday. It got off to a bit of a rough start. So the cruise line was requiring full vaccination, a negative test within 96 hours, and then you got tested before you got on the boat.
All right.
I was comfortable with that once we were all in the boat. That made me feel a lot better about being there. It was a pain in the ass getting out there. Like, part of the medical staff didn't show up. So there was some fans that were stuck in line for like 6 hours waiting to get on the boat.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it was not the best way to start for them. Like, I got to go through the artist line, so it was a bit faster, but it was still like an hour and a half process for me. So it got off to a bit of a shaky start, but once everyone got on the boat, everyone was just so excited to be there that everything kind of went off without a hitch after that. But yeah, initially it was a little rough getting on there.
But you made it on. You had fun.
I did.
4 days. Where all did you go?
It went to the Bahamas. So it was Miami to the Bahamas, back. I got off the boat for maybe 15 minutes just to say that I was in the Bahamas. but where we actually landed, it was just kind of a little like tourist trap with kind of your generic, souvenir type things. You had to like take taxis and like Jeeps and stuff like 30 minutes to get to the actual cool stuff. And with my luck, I was going to get stranded in the Bahamas. So I just went.
It's not a bad place to get stranded.
Yes, 100%. So that for me, that was enough. I've technically been to the Bahamas now, and I just got right back on the boat.
Out of curiosity, what would have been like the cruise's like policy, like, you know, if you were running late, like trying to get back on the boat? Like, what would they have done? Would they have just been like, oh, fuck Ryan?
Yeah,
Well, if he was late, they would have already left.
It's true. Yeah. So from what they told me, because I did ask the staff who is running the things what would happen there, and you check out of the boat when you get off, and then you check back in. So they have like a tally of everyone who should be on the boat. I think they'll hang out for a little bit, but it's one of those things. They basically said like, hey, we're not going to inconvenience 1,600 people and make them late for their flights because one asshole is still stuck on there. So you would just figure it out later kind of thing.
Oh, God.
Jeez. Speaking of one asshole, Carnage is now here with the raid.
What's up, Carnage, you asshole?
It showed that he brought 98 viewers, but then it said he didn't bring any. So thanks, Carnage, you son of a bee.
Smoke and mirrors.
I trusted you.
Probably all just bots that are going to spam us with porn links.
Nothing wrong with that.
At least they'll be good links.
Yeah,
maybe.
Exactly. I'm listening. Then we can rate them. We can review those porn links.
Yeah.
I
Tonight.
just want my social security number.
I like this one because it involved putting a microphone in my ass. That's a callback, guys. That's a callback is what that is.
That is a comedy trope.
That's why I make dozens of dollars doing this.
Speaking of doing that, I actually saw you do it live. Ashley and I went out to Jersey to see you a couple of months ago. That was pretty fun.
You did, yeah. It was cool to meet you in person, and I appreciate you making the drive. You got a weird show and a weird venue. That was interesting. Well there was people there, but like I guess this was the first weekend that club was open, and they really didn't advertise the club was open. Like the week leading up to it, all of like their website and their social media still said closed for renovations. And then they were confused why I wasn't selling tickets.
Yeah. And even then, like, I got there and I was like, where the hell is this place? And you're like, oh, it's not there. It's at a different place 10 minutes away.
That they did not advertise the change there. So it was, again, after the pandemic, we've all had rocky re-entries into society. And that club had a little rocky re-entry into the comedy world.
It was a pretty cool show, though. Like, you made the most of a weird situation. What was going on in the other room?
Oh, there was like a bar mitzvah or something like that.
Like a sweet 16 or something going on.
A quinceanera, something along those lines.
I love that all the comedians were threatening to go over there.
I know. That would have been the worst thing to happen. Imagine this is your quinceanera and then I show up.
Hey, everybody.
I would have been fine with that.
Okay, that's one. I'm hired then. I'll send you my rates.
Are you turning 15 soon, Aki?
No, not anytime soon, no. I wish.
Don't we all? I'd love to be a kid again.
I know, right?
Yeah. With the knowledge of what I know now, though, that is the caveat on that. I don't want to just relive that shit again because that stuff sucked and was confusing at the time. But if I know things ahead of time, it would be much cooler to go back now.
Yeah, it would be interesting to just relive life with all the life experience, like a new game plus on life.
Yeah, that is what my dream afterlife is.
But
like if we get to choose, that's what mine is.
But then you'd be having sex with teenagers with a mind that's like in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and that's creepy.
No, you would be young again.
Yeah, but you'd have
Body-wise,
all
but
your
not
life knowledge. You'd mentally still be older.
I don't know.
Physically, that's weird.
Don't ruin this quinceanera for me. All right. How dare you?
How dare you ruin Ryan's quinceanera?
Exactly, my quinceanera. That's my only regret is I never had a quinceanera. I want to go back, and you're ruining it for me.
God damn it, Aki.
Not only do you have to go back in time, you have to go back in time as a little girl, okay?
I mean, whatever, I'll figure it out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't know where we would go from, where do you go from a quinceanera? I don't, like, how does the conversation move from here, Aki? What have you done to us?
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm going to relive life as a 15-year-old girl. How about that N64 expansion that came out this week? Huh? That's crazy. Speaking of being 15.
Did you get the expansion pass?
Not yet. I'm still recruiting a couple people to get the family pack to make it financially. I'm someone that I get that, I guess that it cost them a little more to get the rights to some of the Sega licenses, so that's why it cost a little bit more. I understand they have to make their money, and that's fine. $50 is a lot for just a little bit more of those old games. But if I can get 4 or 5 people to get the family pass with me, then it's much cheaper, and I can justify that in my head.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's just me and Ashley right now on the family plan, and one other friend who I don't even know if he uses his Switch anymore, so might not even be financially viable for to have him involved anymore. But I don't know if I want to drop $80 on a family plan for N64 and Genesis games, because I'm not interested in the Animal Crossing stuff. I loved Animal Crossing, but it came and went, and I don't really have much interest in the expansion there. But I don't know.
Well, you two need more people, and he needs more people. There you go.
Ryan, do you want to be in my family plan?
Let me talk to the wife. I'll see if she's down, because she's also on the family plan.
We'll merge families. Let's do this shit.
Yeah. 4 out of the 5 slots. There you go. Problem solved.
There we go.
I'm a genius.
Are you
making connections?
You're on this show, so no, you're not.
Yeah, we got to question your intelligence.
I can be a genius and be here. Here is called lazy. Okay.
So Ryan, did you pick up an OLED Switch yet?
I did not.
No.
Actually, it might be the one model of Switch I don't own, but I'm holding tight. And the only reason that I'm holding tight is I never play in handheld mode. So there's no like power increase with it docked. So it didn't really make much of it wasn't a day one priority. I will be getting one. Let's be honest here. I have 10 already. There will
You're
be
up to 10.
an 11th purchased. It just wasn't a day one priority.
Damn, you are up to 10 double-digit Switches.
Yep. The only one I can think that I'm missing now is the Fortnite model, and then I want to import the Dragon Quest XI model just because I really like Dragon Quest a lot.
Makes sense.
I don't usually I don't worry about imports that often, but I just like Dragon Quest a lot, and I think it looks really nice.
Square does a lot of good looking systems in Japan too. Like they've had some nice looking PlayStations over the years, like Slimes on them and Final Fantasy designs. Yeah,
that's a very dangerous market to fall into if you're console collecting. Gets a little scary.
Slope gets dangerous out there. So what are you playing these days? What are you enjoying?
I am still going through Dragon Quest XI. I'm like 50 hours in right now. That is, I'm having a lot of fun. You just start to hit that, you get a little winded going through, even if you really like something. 50 hours is a lot to do like right in a row.
Yeah.
So I've been taking a little break on that. I'm playing a lot of Halo Master Chief collection in preparation for Infinite. And then right now I'm just kind of cleaning up odds and ends before Forza Horizon 5 comes out. That's my winter priority.
Yes.
Forza. I'm so excited for that.
We are just about a week away, and that is way too far. I just want to play it now.
It is. I have 100% of the previous 4 already, so I am looking forward to doing that for 5 as well.
Damn, you 100%ed them.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Kind of a big deal. I don't want to...
There's a lot of stuff I can't do in those games. Like the drifting, I'm terrible at the drifting challenges. Anything that involves getting somewhere in a set amount of time, like I cannot do the point A to point B in like a minute 30. Like I'm there in 4 minutes. It takes me forever to do those.
For me, they if it makes you feel better, they take me forever too. What generally happens is I'll try 100 times and get 4 minutes, and then just have one random god run where I get it that I could not possibly ever recreate, and then I just move on with my day
and move on to the next challenge.
Exactly. But I love those games. They're so chill. I always like to have at least one kind of I call them my do other shit games, where I can still be playing a game, but if I need to catch up on podcasts or YouTube stuff or Netflix or whatever it might be, where I can like watch that. I can watch, it's the World Series right now, so I can watch a World Series game and also do a couple races where you don't necessarily have to be fully engaged with the sound and all of that on.
That makes me miss the snap feature of the Xbox One.
Yes. I used a lot of the snap feature back in the day.
Me too. And they need to bring that shit back.
By the time I got one, there wasn't a snap feature.
Oh, you don't know the good times that were had with Snap.
No, by the time I got there wasn't even picture-in-a-picture mode.
Jacob, you never experienced Snap either, did you?
What game are we talking about?
The Snap feature on the Xbox.
Would you get your headset out of your ass and listen? Jacob, come on.
Excuse me, it is very comfortable right now. Thank you very much.
We're doing a show here.
I got it snug and it's comfortable up there. The wire is coming out just perfectly.
Fine, I'll swap out my old GameStop headset.
Just give the wire a tug to get my attention. Hello, ding ding.
Why are there balls on the end of this wire?
You know why.
Oh, Jesus. So did any of y'all keep up to date with that Sony State of Play event that happened this week?
I still don't know what the snap feature is.
You don't know what the snap feature is?
No. Xbox snap feature.
Yeah, you're looking this up.
Yeah,
we're gonna sit here and wait while you look up what the Xbox snap feature was all about. I loved it. It was such a great feature to game and watch TV at the same time. I miss being able to have, Forza or Assassin's Creed or something on the main screen, and then up in the corner you just got a tiny little screen of the football game going on, so you could keep up to date with that.
I remember being over at your house and we would swap in between a football game. Yeah, as you said. Yeah. Okay.
I've
never bothered doing this.
I remember I missed its existence for a completely different reason. Back then, apparently the Twitch app on the Xbox was amazing, and you could read fucking chat in the Twitch app, and that's cool. And they don't have that anymore, which sucks.
Yeah, well, they're going to be reintegrating Twitch with the Xbox dashboard again. I don't know if it's going to be like it was before, where they had the snap side out with the chat window on the side. I don't know how they're doing it. It's in the alpha skip ahead preview right now, so the feature is coming back somehow in some form.
Good, because that's the one thing that I abhor about doing Twitch on the Xbox One, is that I need something else to fucking read chat.
Yeah.
It's so fucking annoying.
Yeah, that's something.
Trying to play an online game on the Nintendo Switch where you have to have Discord or something up to be able to talk to anybody.
Don't you use phones?
Yeah. Thank God I don't have a Switch. That would drive me out of my fucking mind.
I thought you were going to say, thank God I don't have friends to talk to. Otherwise,
well, there's that too. But
we're her friends.
Sure.
You're stuck with us.
Well, that, yes, totally.
Oh, man. So, Ryan, do you want to go over the news with us this week?
Let's go over the news.
We could talk about the Sony State of Play event. Did anyone watch this?
Nope.
No, it's Sony.
I was on a boat.
Ryan has a good excuse. Okay. The rest of you, fuck you. They showed off a handful of games. The only real highlights that they had from the event, there's a new Star Ocean game coming.
Yeah, that looked cool. I did check that out after the fact, and that does look cool.
It's coming to the Xbox even.
It's coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and I believe PC as well. Next year, Star Ocean: The Divine Force.
So I'll be asking for that. I love the Star Ocean games.
Keep in mind, we don't get a lot of Square stuff here. It's very touch and go with Square. Sometimes they like us, sometimes who knows.
Well, that's probably because I cuss them out a lot. But
way to go.
Good job, Aki. The PS5 has now shipped 13.4 million units.
You can't fucking find one yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, take that, Wii U. You're out of here.
What did the Wii U sell?
I think it was around
Not
13
much.
million, I think, by the end of it.
Man.
Let's see.
Is someone looking that up? It sounds like someone's looking it up.
I was trying to look it up.
I could look it up if you want me to.
Jacob, you got to do it instead of asking. You just got to be on the ball and be ready with that.
13.56 million.
So PS5 still has a way to go.
Yeah, long live the Wii U.
Yeah.
Suck it, Sony.
I'm sure the scalpers will get it up where it needs to be.
To be honest, though, that would be hilarious if all of a sudden PS5 sales just grinded to a halt for no reason.
Well,
and it ends up that the Wii U sells more.
If I remember correctly, the Wii U for the first year actually did relatively good because people didn't know badly it was going to be supported. but I want to say like the first like 6 to 9 months or something like that, it did like 9 million or so, which isn't awful. And then it kind of and then it basically topped out because it was around for like 5 years and only sold like 4 million more.
Yeah. Was it around 5? It doesn't feel like it was around that long.
Might not have been quite that long, but it was
around for like
enough.
2 years.
Yeah, it feels like they gave up on that super quick, which they should have because it was a terrible idea.
It launched in North America November 18th, 2012. And I want to say by 2016, it was maybe even a little before that, it was done.
Yeah. Anyway, Apple Music launched on the PS.
November 10th, 2016.
2016.
So yeah, almost
4 years. God damn. So Apple Music launched on the PS5.
Yep.
I'm excited to check it out because I have a lot of music on iTunes. I still buy my music on iTunes. And if I can seamlessly integrate that into my games, like I miss being able to seamlessly integrate custom music into your games like you used to be able to do on the original Xbox and the 360.
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, yeah, it was great. I used to play Black to Sir Mix-a-Lot and punk music. It was great. Like, you're just shooting people in the face while Chief Bootnock is playing in the background.
Okay, then I'm going to have to load up my 360 when I play some games and have music on it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're going to have to rip some songs to the hard drive, pop in a CD and rip it. Remember those things?
You still have CDs.
I still have CDs, yeah. I have around 500 CDs.
Whoa, look at you.
We found out what Aki collects.
What are you, a Goodwill?
I have gotten a lot of CDs from Goodwill, yes.
I was going to say, like now is the time, if you have any desire to collect CDs, like places like Goodwill are just giving them away. They are so cheap. If you want to build a large collection, now's the time.
Yeah, most of my CDs came from my mom, so I have a lot of AC/DC and stuff like that. Good music.
I was watching my buddy play Rock Band, and he picked, I can't remember what the band name is, but the song is I Poco Rock and Roll, and it was basically a Spanish AC/DC, and I made the comment in chat that it's ACDC.
Boo.
Yeah. I had to share that with you guys.
No, you didn't.
Really?
I did. No, I did.
No.
You're welcome.
No.
You're welcome.
You're welcome that I listened to that.
The PlayStation Plus lineup for November was announced. A decent lineup. They got First Class Trouble on PS4 and PS5, Knockout City on PS4 and PS5, and Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning on PS4.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, that is good.
That is a pretty good one. Yeah.
A lot of people are pissed off. They're not happy about Knockout City because they think it's just dying at this point.
But then that'll breathe new life into it.
I hope so. I like Knockout City. I hope it picks up and continues to do well because it's a fun game. Ryan, have you played Knockout City at all?
I have not. No, I liked the idea of it. It seemed like a really cool concept.
You should give it a go before it's dead.
It's lasted longer than Rocket Arena.
True.
See, I like to get into those games after there's only about 12 people left playing. That way I can be in the top 12 players in the world. Makes me feel real cool.
Yeah, I usually wait until no one's playing them, and then I'm number fucking 1.
Exactly. Then you just you set up a boosting session, and then you clear all those out real fast, and then you are a god tier gamer. Exactly.
You're just like, not to brag, but I'm number 1 in World Series of Poker for the Xbox 360.
2007.
I'm still trying to get together a group to fucking boost the goddamn Master Chief Collection's Halo Reach achievements. God.
Ryan said he's playing Master Chief Collection, so let's make some more connections.
I need to do boosting for Wing Commander Arena on the Xbox 360. The folks over at the Wing Commander CIC used to do yearly boosting sessions. I don't know when the hell the last time they did one is, and I assume EA still has the servers on it for some reason. I don't know if they have it still up as out of guilt. But,
we're sorry.
Yeah, well, no, I think they're just like, yeah, we fucked over Wing Commander, and we know that there's still like a healthy community who will bitch if we turn them off. So there's only 5 people playing. We'll leave it on.
You poor
if
bastards.
Only every company was like that with their games. Ugh.
Yeah, but EA shuts down literally everything else. I don't know. I really don't understand why Wing Commander Arena has survived to this day.
Is it peer-to-peer?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, if it's peer-to-peer, that might be it. That's why Evolve is still around.
Yep.
Evolve is still around.
Yep.
Yeah, peer-to-peer only.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you couldn't get achievements anymore in that, though.
You can. There's only one that you can't.
Yeah, I'm still not going to degrade myself enough to play it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a piece of shit game. I only started playing it because someone I knew was like, yeah, I want help getting all the achievements in this. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever, that works. And then the motherfucker, within a week of me starting it, quit playing it. You son of a bitch, I've gotten achievements in this. Now I have to finish it, you motherfucker.
Yeah, Evolve's one of those games where it was a very cool concept with no follow through. There was no content involved with it. It just didn't have the legs.
Yeah, it was shit.
I love how many of those Funko Pops are still floating around on Facebook Marketplace of all these people just desperate to try to get rid of them, and you can't. Nobody's fucking buying these things.
I never understood the Funko Pop thing. I don't get that.
I like Funko Pops. I have a wall full of them.
I only get my favorite characters of stuff. I've seen people who have entire rooms dedicated to them, and I'm just like, Jesus, how much fucking money have you blown on this?
Thousands.
It's an investment. It's an investment, all right?
No, it's not. Don't lie to yourself.
I'm still sitting on my Beanie Babies, too. I'm going to make bank.
I was going to say, they're Beanie Babies for nerds, but it's just I don't know. I just can't imagine anyone being oh, well, it's the 2-1B medical droid from Empire Strikes Back. He's my favorite character. I need this.
Yeah,
no.
I think they release too many Funko Pops and too many obscure characters that don't need figures. But, I have some wrestling Funko Pops. I have the Emperor's New Groove Funko Pops. I have some Conan O'Brien ones. I have Dick in a Box from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, the way I always look at stuff like Funko Pops or whatever is it's not always about the monetary value. For some people, the hunt is fun. I'm a video game collector, and that's most of the fun for me is just finding shit. Going on the hunt and finding something you've been looking for. And it's not always about will it retain its value or not. It just brings me happiness, and I could be spending my money on heroin instead.
You could.
Why aren't you?
Because I'm a celebrity. I get free heroin.
That's true.
There's a few games I keep track of too, because I'm one day I'll have the money to buy this, and
what?
What, heroin?
No, games.
I keep track of heroin because one day
I don't need to keep track of heroin. I can just go out to any of the fucking corners around me and probably get some of that shit. But
not here. We're a meth town. I could get you meth.
I can get that around here too. Matter of fact, there was a house just a few houses down that has been closed up and boarded up because it was a meth house.
Sweet.
Quit bragging.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's some Gundam games that I want for the old PS2 that are worth over $100, and I'm just I really want that to play it.
Yeah. Drugs would be cheaper than some of those games. Rule of Rose, try finding that shit for an affordable price.
I was going to say, though, I've played some of those Gundam games, and heroin might also be more fun, too.
I've played most of those Gundam games. I love those Gundam games. Fuck you. Gundam's one of my favorite robot things. It's
one of my favorite robot things.
Well,
I love the Dynasty Warriors games that they did for Gundam. Those were great. Everything else is boring as shit.
Yeah, those were the only Dynasty type games I've ever enjoyed for the Gundam ones.
So they just have to dress them up as robots and you'll enjoy it.
Yes.
Because I mean, it's literally the same damn gameplay as everything else. They just
exactly.
Okay.
I just like Gundam.
I mean, to that point, my favorite Dynasty Warriors game is Hyrule Warriors because it was dressed up as Zelda. It's essentially the same thing. So.
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors kind of sucks. But
I know. Like, but
characters, it's kind of cool.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, like, I feel like it's one thing to be like, that's my favorite in the series because it's Zelda stuff, but to be like, the rest of the series sucks balls because they're not dressed up in robots as this time. No, it's the same damn gameplay. No matter how you dress it up.
As the Gundams, the gameplay is meh, but I get to be Gundams kicking the shit out of other Gundams. That's bitchin'.
Jacob feels so slighted that you don't like Dynasty Warriors games normally.
Fine, they're garbage. I hate them. I think
garbage, and I hate you.
Well, that's fine. I am.
You can't even put a Dynasty Warrior up your ass. All right, you could put a Gundam up there.
Exactly.
Excuse me. All right. No, the reason why I don't put any Dynasty Warriors up my ass is because those figures cost hell of a lot more than the Gundam ones.
Jeez. Anyway, Grand Theft Auto's coming back.
Played with. All right.
Yeah, agreed. Gundam should be played with. Even their fucking models can be played with. Matter of fact, I have 2 of them sitting there in a box waiting for me to put them together, and I'm fucking blind.
Now, do you do the model kits, or are these like the little 4-inch action figures?
Yeah, these 2 are the model kits. I do have some of the figures too, because I used to get the figures.
Yeah, I used to get those, but those things are fucking expensive now. Like,
yeah, they're hard to find.
Nobody bought them back in the day, except apparently Aki and I. And then, and now
Zoids. You can't find Zoids anymore either. And when you do, they're all like $80 to $100, and it's like these things used to cost like $15. What the fuck?
Yeah, like, well, dude, the Gundam figures used to be on clearance at Walmart all the damn time because nobody bought them. And now,
let's not forget, Earthbound used to be sold at Best Buy for $10.
Oh wow! See, I really wanted to collect all the battle damaged Gundams. Those were so fucking cool. I have like 5 of them, and that's all I was able to find because they stopped making or stopped selling all the Gundam stuff not long after those came out. I was like, you motherfuckers.
Well, are you getting like the new model kits that Target gets?
My Targets don't carry any of them. You can only find that kind of stuff at Hobby Lobby, and I found like 4 of them, and I bought 2 because that's all the money I had that month.
Gotcha.
Ryan, do you care about Gundams?
The Zaku 2 Chars. Yes.
Ryan, do you care about Gundam at all?
Not even a little bit.
Cool. Me neither. Grand Theft Auto Remastered Trilogy's coming November 11th.
Yippee.
Yep.
I mean, I'm excited about that, but my backlog is so huge that I'm just like, I'll fucking wait until a sale.
I've played a fragment of one GTA,
because it doesn't seem like there's any point in buying it day one unless you absolutely have to play them, right? Like, there's no like bonuses, or anything or collector's edition.
No, nothing.
Okay, then yeah, I'll just wait for a sale 2 years down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know that there was a lot of mods and stuff that existed, and then the company decided to sue all of them, even if they were like 10 plus years old, because they were bringing this out.
Yeah, good bullshit stuff. Gotta love Rockstar. There is some good news to this, despite the fact that the game is $60, and to my knowledge, they're not selling the 3 games separately, at least at launch. San Andreas will be on Game Pass on day 1, and then GTA 3 is going to hit PlayStation Now in November or in December.
I think.
Sorry,
that's not bad.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
And I mean, for $60, that isn't too bad. You're getting 3 full games.
Yeah, so it comes out to $20 a game.
Piece. That's pretty good.
That's still a great deal, no matter like how you swing it. And I do appreciate that Xbox is running like a Rockstar sale right now.
Are they?
Because for a bunch of the 360 titles. So it's like there's like a Midnight Club one that I'm going to be picking up.
Yeah, and I will say one of the things I like these are just $60 might be a little high, but at least they're remastered. They've done something to them. This isn't a Mario 3D All-Stars situation where they literally just
threw ROMs
put the games on there and then went enjoy. At least they've cleaned them up a little bit, and there'll be hopefully some sort of
small performance boost and graphical boost, even if it's not, a full remake.
Did you see any of the trailers that show the before and after footage?
I saw a little bit of that, yeah. It doesn't look terrible. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I hope it controls better than it used to.
Yes.
That's all I care about, that it plays better. Some Xbox news. Xbox China recently posted a poll online asking about upcoming games, and they listed Final Fantasy VII Remake on the list of games, leading many to believe that it's finally coming to Xbox soon with their
Nice.
Fuck.
with their 20th anniversary event happening next month. Do you think we're finally going to see some announcements like Final Fantasy VII coming to Xbox?
No. I don't trust fucking Square. No.
Well, I think they also said for the 20th anniversary, it's literally like there's going to be, I think they exclusively or explicitly said, no new game announcements. We're just celebrating
Boo.
Xbox. So it doesn't mean like around that time frame there might not, but I think that event itself, unless they're swerving us, they've pretty much said it's just going to be a celebration of Xbox.
That's boring. Especially when there's rumors of a fucking Wu-Tang game being in development for Xbox. Have you heard that rumor?
I'm the one who posted it to our Facebook page.
That's probably. I may have. Did you post it on the Twitter too?
No, because the thing is that like the Facebook and Twitter accounts are treated differently because Facebook allows me to post like from my phone, but Twitter will not. It only accepts one account at a time for whatever reason. And so like I will literally like, I will shit post while I'm taking a shit to the Facebook account, but I don't
Twitter is more serious. Facebook has been like Facebook is a wasteland.
Yeah.
Our Facebook page is just like shit post after. When is the last time you posted an episode to the Facebook page?
I actually looked that up because I meant to start doing more like a couple nights ago, but something came up. And so currently we're at episode 696.
Jesus Christ.
With a couple of others smattered with a couple of recent ones smattered in because Joe requested it.
Jeez. You're 30 episodes behind.
Week.
Okay, I also have a full-time job, kids, and other crap. Like
they take 10 seconds to post.
No, they don't. They are an effort to put on Facebook.
Facebook is actually more time-consuming to do those podcast posts than Twitter is. But
because of all the tagging.
There's a lot of tagging, and Facebook is very temperamental with the tagging.
Problem solved.
Well, no, because the thing is, the developers actually we actually get more of a response from the developers on Facebook than we do on Twitter.
So that's why we're so far behind.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they still like our posts. Like they're just like, oh, sweet, somebody's still paying attention to our game.
Fair, we give them attention when no one else does.
4 months after we've released it,
Yeah. I'm still like, these rumors of a Wu-Tang game on Xbox have me so interested. Like, what the hell? Is it going to be like Jade Empire, or is it going to be like the Shaolin, whatever it was, fighting game that they had on PS1 days?
Oh God, I'm hoping for something like Jade Empire because that would be fucking sick if they did a full blown action RPG.
Ryan, do you have any thoughts on that?
Wu-Tang forever, motherfuckers.
It's for the children.
Xbox is for the children. There's also rumors that the Banner Saga developer Stoic are going to be doing another Xbox exclusive similar to the Dragon's Crown games.
I don't know what that is.
Dragon's Crown on Vanillaware games on PlayStation. Very stylish action RPG, really good stuff.
I could probably get into that then.
But yeah, I'm curious to see if Stoic's working on that and what's going on. Nintendo news: Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp was delayed from December to a vague spring release date.
That's what I'm actually interested in picking up for the Switch.
Yeah.
There really isn't like a lot of Switch exclusives out there, but I love the shit out of those games back on Game Boy Advance. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me that they bumped it anyway. Like an early December release date is, I mean, that just feels like we want to delay this.
Yeah,
because you're gonna, if that's like December, what is it? December 3rd is what it originally was. That's about the latest you can get it out to still hit the Christmas rush because you've already missed Black Friday at that point.
Right.
So it's like everything has to go perfectly to still meet that date. So I'm a big proponent, and Nintendo does this, I think, more than a lot of companies do. If it's not ready, it's not ready. Don't put out shit. You know, I want to play the game a lot, but I'd rather play a good version of it than a shit version that just makes me mad.
Well, the other thing too is I don't know when Nintendo ends its like fiscal year for its accounting and all that kind of crap. So like they might just move it to spring just so it has a better chance with sales and stuff like that. In case like there isn't much coming out then. So I'm fine with the move. It's whatever.
No. It's not the only delay though. Shadow Warrior 3 has been delayed to early 2022.
I'm okay with that.
Digimon Survive has been delayed to 2022.
Ah, damn it.
And Prince of Persia Sands of Time Remake is still under development and more will be revealed in the future. So that's obviously delayed to 2022. Let's remember that was supposed to release in March.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it even had a release date.
Honestly, I thought it had been canceled. Like at this point, because of the lack of news.
No. Something that has been canceled is BlizzCon 2022.
If only I could bring myself to care.
I'll be honest. I was surprised that we didn't get Chris on for his thoughts on that. Because I mean, he goes to that every year, doesn't he?
He watches it. He doesn't go to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tales of Arise has sold 1.5 million copies.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
So there's some good sales numbers there. CD Projekt acquired the Molasses Flood, the developers of Drake Hollow and Flame in the Flood.
Interesting. Wonder what they're going to do with them.
I would have loved to get Cole's opinion on this because I know she loved the Molasses Flood.
Well, she liked Hollow Drake too, didn't? Or Drake Hollow too, didn't she?
Yep. But they are now under ownership of CD Projekt, so hopefully they don't cyberpunk them. The current rumors...
Maybe they hired them to finally finish Cyberpunk.
Maybe.
I think didn't the next gen, the PS5 and Series X updates get delayed too this week or last couple weeks?
I don't know if they even had like set release dates. That game is just such a train wreck. I've completely lost all focus on Cyberpunk. I don't know what the hell's going on with it.
It's good enough that there's a reason for me to go back to play it.
Yeah, for me, it's one of those situations where I've heard if you happen to have a high-end PC, there's a pretty good game in there. But like on principle, it's hard for me to want to give them money when they deliberately knew the game was going to be shit for PS4 and Xbox One and just put it out there anyway to get the sales. Like, yeah.
I pre-ordered it on the Xbox One,
you know,
and it is shit.
So did you get a refund or no?
No, I still have it because I'm hoping they'll make a good game out of it. So far, they've done lots of fixes. It's still shit, but it's less shit now, at least.
No.
Hoping one day it won't be shit anymore would be very fucking nice.
I don't know. Anyway, last bit of news I have is that rumors have been flying all week long of a Warner Brothers themed fighting game in the vein of Smash Brothers, supposedly including characters like Batman, Superman, Gandalf, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, Fred Flintstone, Tom and Jerry, Rick from Rick and Morty. What are your guys' thoughts on this one? Jacob, I'm guessing that you're interested in this one?
I mean, not really. I mean, like, I'm paying attention to it, but, like, I don't know. I've never been big on Smash games, but I've also heard that it's not going to be like Smash, but I forget what they said the comparison was actually going to be closer to. Joe, do you remember?
No, if I knew, I would have mentioned it.
Brawlhalla is what they were comparing it to.
I haven't played Brawlhalla.
I haven't either. I'm not big on those kind of games, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm not really paying that much attention until like there's an official announcement, like because everyone keeps pointing to the opening of Mortal Kombat Battle of the Realms, like the last animated movie that they did.
Yeah, with the Shaggy thing.
Right, but the thing is that it's just like those they're poking fun, like they're having fun with like a meme.
Yeah, it was just a throwaway joke.
Yeah, like I don't. Everybody, and now everyone's just like, oh, well, it's probably connected, and there's probably going to be Mortal Kombat characters in there too. And it's like the thing was already fucking speculation, and now you're just adding like what you'd like there to be. Like, just shut up and wait for Warner Brothers to announce something.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't wait for the Disney crossover.
Yeah, like
I would play some Disney Smash.
Who would you main?
Dopey.
I would use Hades.
Tron.
Elsa.
Elsa and Hades would be a good fire and ice combo.
I was gonna say,
ass.
you know that they would include her.
Of course.
Yeah, they definitely would.
So let's speculate about a Smash Disney game.
Let's get those rumors out there.
I was going to say, let's start up a rumor tonight on this podcast. Unfortunately, nobody listens, so the rumor will gain no traction whatsoever. But,
sources come out of the Ryan Niemiller camp that Disney Smash Brothers is official. It is coming to the N-Gage next year.
Yeah. And since
exclusive.
I live in Hollywood, I sort of have connections. So it's very reputable sources.
Oh, man. Well, that's the news I have. Jacob, any news on your end?
Believe it or not, this week was actually pretty slow for news. The only thing I have is that today's John Romero's birthday. And I only know that because I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Ooh, look at you name dropping.
Yeah, name dropping.
Thank
Yeah, that's
God.
right.
No
Yeah, well, I'm
more
Facebook
news.
friends with Ryan Niemiller of America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Well,
Who
I
think
They're
of
the
that?
most talented person in America.
On Facebook, I'm friends with my mom.
I'm not. My mom blocked me.
Whoa. Hold on, whoa. Aki, what do you mean you're friends with your mom on Facebook? I thought you didn't have a Facebook account.
No comments.
Uh-oh.
I don't get on it. I don't get on it often enough to worry about it. I think I've been on there once in the past 3 years.
Uh-huh.
I'm never on the fucking thing. It's a piece of shit. I hate it.
You could have been tagged all this time.
I
know.
don't want to be tagged.
You fucking. Well, you know what?
It's less work for you.
Cole didn't either, and all she just does is just deny the fucking post. You dick.
My posts never show up to approve.
My posts, which never happen anyway.
Yeah, there's
True.
that too.
True. So, Ryan, any news you want to talk about?
I am excited to get my hands on Mario Party Superstars tomorrow. Gonna be
That's
my
out
weekend.
this week, isn't it?
That is, yep, comes out tomorrow.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
Looks like it's got pretty decent reviews, too. I mean, Mario Party's been a little iffy for a while. I hope this one's just good. Just they got too creative and or tried to get too creative with it. When really all you want is just fun mini games and a fun board to play on.
Yeah,
you need to be in a fucking weird cart or whatever the hell.
They look for gimmicks every game. It's just bring it back to the simplicity of the original Mario Party games.
Yep. And that's essentially what this is. I guess it's a best of. It's 5 classic boards and 100 classic games, and just go play Mario Party. So I am super excited, even if it's not bringing too much new to the table. I'm glad that they're just bringing the old back. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, that one sounded pretty good. There's just way too much coming out. These next 2 weeks are insane with releases, with Fatal Frame, Riders Republic, Forza Horizon, Grand Theft Auto, Mario Party, Metroid just came out. God, it's just, this year is nuts for releases.
Yeah, and then we get Halo in a month or so, right?
December 8th is Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oddworld's coming to Xbox at the end of November. So, a lot to look forward to. Lot to look forward to. Speaking of looking forward to things, what's on your schedule, Ryan? What's coming up with your shows? What are you doing this holiday?
This holiday, I'm working a little bit. So I actually get 2 weeks off after the boat, which is nice. That makes my wife happy because we literally got married 3 weeks ago, and then I immediately left on tour. So,
out of curiosity, is that on purpose, or are you like quarantining after the cruise, or like what?
No, my schedule was just open.
Okay.
I just happened to have 2 weeks, and I am quarantining because I'm also just tired. I've been basically running the last 2 months more or less every week. I've been gone, so we're actually just spending some time together and enjoying the early stages of being married. That was just accidental. I didn't deliberately go on tour after we got married. That wasn't.
You planned that out so far in advance.
Well, she was a little upset about the cruise, but like the cruise was supposed to happen in February, and it's been rescheduled a couple times. Like this isn't something that like I didn't surprise her with that this week. It's been I've been booked for that cruise for about 20 months or so.
Jeez.
Oh, fuck.
So
did she go on the cruise with you?
What's that?
Did she go on the cruise with you?
She couldn't. She is an elementary school teacher and had parent-teacher conferences last week, so she couldn't be gone for that.
Stupid parents.
I know, right?
Like, I would have said, well, I'm going to go anyways, because what is she going to say? Oh, your kid exists. It's a fucking elementary school.
Your kid gets an S.
Yeah, like...
Satisfactory.
They get the participation award, what every kid in elementary gets, because that's all there is. The hell?
Yeah, so I got a couple weeks off here that I'm doing the rest of the month. On the 12th, I'm in Rolla, Missouri. The 13th, I'm doing a big charity show back home in Indianapolis. The 14th, I'm in Muskegon, Michigan. And then for Thanksgiving weekend, I'm actually going to be in Vermont, in scenic Burlington, Vermont.
Ooh, I've been there before. That's
Are you
nice
going
town.
to the Burlington Coat Factory?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping to leave with several coats. I've already told my wife, the entirety of what I'm making that weekend going into coats.
We're splurging on jackets
that we don't need in Southern California.
Oh, how is the weather there? Is it just like perfect all the time?
This is probably going to get me yelled at depending on where people are right now, but today was too hot. It was just really, really hot. It was like 85 and just no wind. It was just very hot here in Southern California. You all have it so lucky with your rain and such.
With your rain in your 50s.
Yeah. I was actually very pleasantly surprised. In the last 3 weeks or so, there's actually been 2 or 3 actual storms here. Not what Southern California says a storm is, where it's just a drizzle. Actual it rained and there's lightning and it lasted more than 10 minutes.
You're happy about that?
I love a good rainstorm. Come on.
Yeah, when you don't have to go anywhere, it's great. It's one of the best things to kind of sleep to that sound. I miss that a little bit.
If I wake up and it's thundering and raining, I immediately go back to sleep. I just pull the blanket up over me. I listen to the thunder and I just go back to sleep. I'm like, this is perfect.
Exactly.
Life is beautiful.
I don't like thunder at all. Thunder freaks me out.
You freak me out.
Oh.
Good. That is my job.
Boom, roasted.
No, technically your job is to do reviews, which we should probably get to. Ryan, I guess we'll let you get going. It's been awesome having you on again. You'll have to come back again soon. We'll have to talk more wrestling.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, my friends.
You got to join us one of those Wednesdays for AEW on Discord.
I do. I need to, especially because I have the inside track now. One of the cool things about this weekend is I now get free AEW tickets whenever I want.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that was the cruise. There was AEW wrestling, so I became friends with a lot of the workers, and more importantly, with some of the office. So now I get
the hookup. Now
I do have the hookup. It's very exciting.
That's a good hookup to have too. AEW is fucking fantastic.
Yep, yeah, and for me, I was pleasantly surprised with how cool everybody was. Like that was the thing, because when you're I was an outsider, but I was technically part of the talent this week. But they were very welcoming. They let me. I kind of get to hang out in the locker room and just kind of chill and watch the shows. And all the wrestlers were cool. It was for a nerd. It was a very fun experience for sure.
Were you there for Dynamite or Rampage at all?
For that, they did not. They taped the stuff. Some of the stuff I think might show on Dark or Dark Elevation, but Dynamite took place separately. Like all that was a different show.
Yeah, that was on Saturday. Yeah, I forgot about that.
These were their own things. I think it got switched around because of whatever the playoffs or whatever moved it, whatever caused the
sports ball.
Yeah, delay there. But it was cool just getting to have that kind of access and be like that close and just getting like a new appreciation for some of the characters that I might not have seen a whole lot of because I don't watch a lot of like the YouTube shows for it. Yeah. There's just too much wrestling to watch. So to kind of get to watch all that, getting to bust Billy Gunn's balls is one of the highlights of my life.
How were you busting his balls?
So Billy Gunn, he has a good sense of humor. He can take a roast joke, but he comes off kind of like a grumpy old man because the dude's old. I think he turns 58 this week. He's an old man, but he still can go. He's still jacked to the gills. He's kind of grumpy old man. But I got to we were part of the same Celebrity Family Feud team that like most cruises do. They do some kind of. I was on Team Angle, which was very cool. But right before we were about to go up
Kurt
on stage,
Angle, was he on the cruise?
Yeah, Kurt Angle. Yeah, he did a couple autograph signings.
I was going to say, didn't you look at the photos on his Twitter account?
I have to ask questions for the audience, you dick.
Yes. Kurt Angle was there. Wow. He tapped me out. It was very...
Did he? Oh, God, that's awesome.
Actually. So I'm in front of Billy Gunn as we're about to be announced to go up on the stage to do this. And right before we got announced, I just turned around and looked him in the eye and I was like, "Don't fuck this up for me, Billy." My wife said I can't come home if I lose Family Feud, so don't fuck this up. And he was a real good sport about it. I became really good friends with his sons, actually. Austin and Colton are two of my new favorite people. They were fantastic. I had a good time with them on the boat.
And their records are good in AEW.
Yeah, they might. I think they have the best win-loss record in AEW technically right now.
Are they undefeated, or do they have like one loss or something ridiculous? I know it's really good.
Yeah, I think they're undefeated as a trio.
Good stuff.
For sure. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. We can nerd out about it in the future, Joe, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to get you back on again soon. Always love having you on chatting. But we will let you get going. Do you have any final words before we let you go?
Website's cripplethreat.com, cripplethreat8 on all the stuff. Shoot me a follow. Say you came from here so I know not to respect you.
Fair. Very fair.
I'll see you guys later. Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
All right, later.
See ya.
Oh, my Lord. That was beautiful. So, y'all ready for reviews?
Yeah,
Have to?
I totally haven't been playing a review game this entire time. Totally.
Yeah, I've heard you this entire time.
Click, 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 click. Tappity tap.
Well, most of the tapping was me on my keyboard, but...
Anyway, first game to talk about tonight is called Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town, developed and published by Marvelous USA and XSEED, released October 26th on Xbox One and PS4 for $39.99. Your farming life begins in Mineral Town, a charming village surrounded by nature. You've returned after many years to restore your late grandfather's farm to its former glory, care for crops, livestock, and more as your very own Story of Seasons unfolds. Jacob, tell us about your time with Story of Seasons.
So I kind of figured this from the short amount of time I played Farming Simulator, one of the ones that's on Xbox Game Pass. Do not trust me to run your farm ever. ever. Because Joe asked me if I wanted to do this one, and now that Aki and I are more forefront with with getting to decide what games we check out, I'm like, I'll expand my horizons. Because I had friends in college who played a lot of Harvest Moon, which, by the way, this is from the Harvest Moon series. It's Natsuki owns the Harvest Moon.
Natsume.
Natsume. Sorry. They own the title, I guess, or the franchise. However, these games now come out under a different name. So
yeah,
you're all aware.
This is Harvest Moon, the original Harvest Moon, under their new name. The current Harvest Moon games are new developers.
Yeah.
So it was like Rock Band and Harmonix splitting with Guitar Hero, the name, and it's complicated, but anyway.
Anyways, I had friends in college who adored that series, and so I was just like, oh, well, like, I trust their judgment. I'll play this. So pretty much you get this letter that says, oh, your grandpa passed away and he left you, like, this farm. You should, like, come out and do some farming. And, like, so you leave your city life behind and you go out to this farm and you're greeted by, like, this mayor who's just like, hey, I'm glad you're going to be here. Don't cause trouble, blah, 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 blah. Just, come into town and do things. There is a lot to do in this game, okay? And of course, with it being called Story of Seasons, you need to pay attention to the seasons as they're, like, happening. And so, as I said, there is a lot to do in here. And so, first off, the farm is in disrepair, so you need to get it back into a working shape. But, like, of course, you can't always do everything because you also need to be earning money. So, like, while you're fixing stuff, you also need to be planning stuff, and you also need to be mining. Because mining helps you upgrade your farm tools, and it also helps you buy some stuff for your farm. Like, you could buy, like, a milker to help milk your cows and stuff like that, so you don't have to sit there and, like, milk Bessie the whole time.
Unless you want to.
In your cow suit, which is very fetching, by the way. But and so it's just like, so you have farming, and of course, like, you have certain plants that can only be grown in the spring. There's some that can only be grown in the summer and in the fall, and of course nothing grows in the winter because it's fucking winter. Duh. Unless you have a grow house, which they should do that with Story of Seasons. They should let you have, like, an indoor grow house. But anyway, maybe that could be future DLC. Anyway, so there's also people in town that you can talk to and, like, build relationships with, and other kinds of building relationships, if you know what I mean. But, like, there's other stuff to do. Like, you can bet on horse races in this game, which, if you're lucky, you can get, like, a nice tidy sum, which can help you. Honestly, it can help save your ass in this game. That being said, you seriously need to go into this game with a plan. And you honestly need to have, like, plenty of time to get everything done. This is not like a game you could just really just pick up and play. You have to devote time to it. I mean, it's
yeah,
there's a lot to do. Yeah. And, like,
it's a time investment. It's a life sim. You're going to have to,
I was going to say it's almost as much time management as it is like a farming sim. And so I honestly found it very difficult for myself personally to be able to, like, chunk out, like, a good, like, 3 or 4 hour block to get stuff done as I wanted to. And as a result, like, my farm wasn't doing as much because also I wasn't really, like, it took me a while to get used to putting a plan together of, like, all right, well, I need to do this and I need to do this. This day I need to do this. And it's just like, for somebody who, like, I had only casually watched my friends play it, for me to just jump in there, even with the easy setting, I found it to be pretty difficult. I mean, and the thing is, like, it's not like a bad game either. It's just like you just have to have time for this game. And you also, not only do you have to have the time, but you also have to have, like, you have to be able to, like, sit down before you even start playing and, like, really think about, like, what you need to get done for that day. Because also the time goes by really quickly and you can really screw yourself over. And also you have, like, a stamina gauge. So if you're working on your farm on, like, a rainy day out in the rain, like, your stamina will drop way quicker. If you're out mining, you need to be mindful of it. But, like, because otherwise you'll pass out and then, like, somebody will randomly find you and then, like, toss you back into your bed and you'll lose time to recover. And it's just insane. Like, there is just so much stuff to do in the game. Like, I kind of wish it was almost like a co-op game that, it's just like, okay, well, I'm going to do this on the farm and you do this, like, kind of thing. Cause there's just so damn much to do. Like, it's kind of frustrating. Now, to be honest, like, if this was 10 years ago, this would have been no issue. Like, you know, like, I mean, yeah, I had a full-time job at the time, but I didn't have kids or anything like that. So I had plenty of time I could mess around in. Like, but at this point in my life, I'm just like, shit, this is a tough game. to be able to just sit down and enjoy. But as I said, like, it's not a bad game. It's just you have to be able to put in the investment to it.
Yeah.
So,
and it's also a financial investment. The Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons games were never super cheap. This one's sitting at $40 on Xbox and PlayStation. What are your thoughts on this one?
It's totally worth it. As I said, just be mindful. Like, it's an investment of not only it's as you said, it's an investment of your money and your time. So you have to have the time to be able to play this game. It's not a particularly easy pick up and play game. So I can't recommend it in that regard if that's like where your life is at. But if you got plenty of free time, this is an awesome game to pick up. It's relaxing mostly. But you know, like, it's a good game. I do recommend it. It's just, you know, as I said, it really depends on where you're at in your life to be able to play this game.
Yeah, so if you have the time and you have the resources, it's worth it. You just have to determine if you have it.
But meanwhile, if you're in my seat, it's like, how much do I like my kids versus this game?
Yeah, but do your kids have a cow outfit?
They could.
But do they?
Could. I mean, it's still Halloween. I could still run over to Spirit Halloween and pick them up some cow outfits.
Very true. Or you could pick up a pig outfit, because the next game to talk about is My Friend Peppa Pig, developed by Petoons Studio, published by Outright Games, released October 22nd on Xbox One, Switch, PS4, and PC for $39.99. Start a fun-filled adventure with Peppa Pig. Create your style, meet favorite characters, and play in Peppa's world. It's just like being in the TV show. And it really is. This game looks like a playable cartoon.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised by that. I actually previewed it before I let my kids play it. Now the game is only single player.
Did you preview it for violence? I know the Peppa Pig games are
it is rated M for mature.
Pretty gory.
Yeah, it is.
I thought Peppa Pig was a cartoon character for children. I'm confused.
That's the joke. That's the joke, Aki.
God, okay.
It is a kids game. It is rated E for everyone. We are making a joke. They are not gory. There is no violence. It is as wholesome and clean as it gets.
Yeah, honestly, this is probably like the most wholesome game that I've reviewed, other than that Little Mouse's Encyclopedia. There's so pretty much you are playing as this friend of Peppa who is new to town, and you can choose, you know, how you want your character to look, what species they are, you know, whether they wear glasses, if they're going to wear a hat, that kind of stuff, and then you're introduced to Peppa's family, and then you just go around and do various activities. Like, you can go up in a hot air balloon. You can go to a theme park. You can go to a museum. You can plant stuff over at her grandma and grandpa's house. And there's plenty to do. You know, for an adult, like, you should be able to 1K it in about 2 hours, when all is said and done. But technically, like, the game never actually ends. I mean, there is an end point, like, via the achievements, but as I said, like, you know, you could just keep repeating the events as much as you possibly want. And when I did sit down my youngest to play it, he was just having a ball, just doing everything. Like, it's a very simple game. Like, you only need to use the left stick and the A button, because the A button does everything for the interactions with other people, and you can have conversations, and you can help people find their glasses, and you can go down slides and stuff like that.
So they followed the KISS method perfectly.
The KISS
Keep
method?
it simple, stupid.
Oh, right. Like, here I am thinking of, like, the band KISS, and I'm just like, what did Gene Simmons do? What did Gene Simmons do for children's games that I'm unaware of?
He drooled blood on Peppa Pig. Bit Peppa's ears off and just drooled. No. It's good that they kept it simple. And I think too many kids games put too much complexity in them.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's aimed at kids who are between the ages of 3 to 5. Like there's not much to it. It's very chill. It's very relaxed. Much like a lot of other, outright games releases that we've reviewed on here. The only thing I thought was kind of interesting, and I didn't even think about it, my kids mentioned it, is that your character is new in town. And in the tutorial area that, it's actually at the end of the tutorial. You have to talk to Mrs. Rabbit to advance to the next part, which is the main part of the game to go up the hill to Peppa Pig's house. But they explicitly say you're new in town, and but you have to talk to Mrs. Rabbit. And my oldest son turned to me, and he's just like, "Wait a second! If you're new, why are you talking to strangers? You don't know her." And I was just like, "Huh?
Is she a teacher or just a random adult?"
She run. So first off, I've never watched an episode of Peppa Pig. My kids are familiar with it because I think they watched it either over at my folks' house or over at a relative's house. And so as far as I could tell, my knowledge of this character only comes from the game. She runs the hot air balloon and the ski slopes. So she's known in town, but yeah, so my kids were just like, why? But I thought you weren't supposed to talk to strangers. And I'm like, that's an odd point.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, and leave it to the 7-year-old to figure that one out. Completely bypasses me because I'm so used to tutorials like that. So yeah, that's the only weird thing that I have to talk about it. Otherwise, yeah, it's fine. It's, as I said, it's a very chill, relaxed game. My youngest loves it. He's thrilled by it. My oldest, who initially was just like, because I was just like, "Oh, guys, guess what? We got the Peppa Pig game to review," and he's just like, "Can 2 people play it?" And I'm like, "No, I think it's a single player." "Oh, well, I'm not interested." Yeah, well, you're 7. It's not even in your age range. It's not your problem. But
go play God of War instead, kids.
Yeah, so it's just so if you have young kids, there may be an issue where kids are going to fight over the controller for it, but otherwise, whatever. My youngest was having a ball with it, so I don't know how much you said this was for.
$39.99. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, with the amount of fun that my youngest is having with it, I'm okay with this purchase. I do like the fact that the game never technically ends. And so there's plenty of replay value, as I saw personally, because my kid was doing various activities over and over and over again, because he thought that they were a lot of fun. So, obviously this was a good game to review and have my kids check out.
Cool. All right, we're going to give you a break. Aki, you're doing one. Moonglow Bay, developed by Bunnyhug, published by Coatsink, released October 25th on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Windows 10, Steam for $24.99, also available as part of Xbox Game Pass. Moonglow Bay is set along the eastern Canadian coastline during the 1980s and offers players a diverse and emotionally charged story complemented by a relaxing slice of life fishing RPG. Aki, tell us about Moonglow Bay.
Okay, in this you get to play as your own made character. You get a choice between 4 different individuals. You can choose your pronouns. You can choose what relationship you're in. Because if you're one of the individuals, you're dating one of the other 3. So, do as that with you. Do with that as you will. And you and your partner come back to Moonglow Bay every year for vacation because y'all just really love it for some reason. And you 2 decide that you're going to open your own fish restaurant because no one goes out into the lake to fish anymore, or into the ocean, I guess, because they're all superstitious of some giant monster that lives in there that your partner is convinced is just a fucking whale. And you see it right in the opening, and that is clearly not no fucking whale. But your partner can be as crazy as she damn well wants, I guess. Or he, whatever. And, you know, they're like, okay, we're going to drop you off at home, and I'm going to go out and do some fishing. And then it cuts to 3 years later. Your partner disappeared on that fishing trip. And you've been at home alone for 3 years, miserable. You know, your home's become a fucking mess because you just make those TV box dinners and you just throw the leftover trays on the floor because apparently you're a pig as well as depressed. So you're.
Hey, I've been there.
I've never thrown my food on the floor.
Nah, me neither. I haven't gotten that bad, but the TV dinners, I've been there.
Oh yeah, that I've definitely done. I've done that without being depressed, because TV dinners are good sometimes. But yeah, your daughter shows up out of the blue one day, 3 years after the incident, and is like, "Hey, yeah, no, you should open this present that you were given. You were going to open it when your partner got back from the fishing trip because it was your birthday present." You're like, okay, I'll open this when you get back. And they're like, okay. And you never opened it, but your kid shows up 3 years later and is like, you need to open this. We need to know what the fuck this is. And it ends up being a fishing journal. So you can keep track of fish information. And they're like, you know, you really should. This entire city is kind of getting shit kicked by the economy. No one wants to be here. There's like 30 people in the entire town. It's a rinky-dink fucking nowhere place. What might help bring this town back to life is a place where people can get fish meals. And that means you need to go back out and do some fishing and open your restaurant that you were planning on opening with your partner. And you're like, okay, let's do it. And you go about doing it immediately. Some of the first things you have to do is you have to get your boat that's been at a repair yard for 3 fucking years. Just because you never bothered to go back and pick it up. You're taught how to do various types of fishing all over again, about the different lures, eventually about the different baits. From that, you can expand. You can buy lobster boxes and things like that to help you catch other fishy critters. And as you cook your meals that you can turn around and then, ironically, you cook something and then you put it in a freezer outside, and eventually you can buy like a vending machine where you can put the meals in, which is cool. I wish those things actually came to the U.S. because that would be bitchin'. Because in other countries, those do exist. Oh, it'd be so cool if they were here. Just like go to McDonald's and instead of having to deal with people, just put some money in a vending machine. Anyways, so...
Yeah, you're getting sidetracked just a little.
I know. I'm hungry. What can I say? So you can put the food in the vending machine, and people will just come and buy it off screen. They never show up, and you never see anyone actually interacting with it or anything. But you suddenly see you get money up in the upper right hand corner, and it's like, yay! I have money. I can go spend it on shit. You can also just straight up sell your meals, but they don't like going to one of the shops and just outright selling it, but they don't sell for anywhere near as much. So I don't know why that's even a fucking option. In the shops, you can buy stuff like there's upgrades, like the vending machine was something you could buy. There's upgrades for it. You can buy extra ones to have in different parts of the town. You can buy upgrades for your ship. I've only seen a couple of them so far. And then you get to go out and you get to go fishing out in this big old mini ocean giant lake thing. I don't know what the hell they call it. And it has a lot of different biomes. There's like a giant icy area. There's a tropical looking area. There's some areas that look normal. All in just this big bay, which is pretty cool. And each area has its own fish you can catch, and you have different lures. Eventually, you can get different fishing poles as well. I haven't gotten to that point yet. But yeah, you can it's just a lot of fishing and then going and cooking meals, because the cooking is a mini game just like the fishing is a mini game, and each recipe has its own bits of the mini game that need to be played. Like sometimes it requires washing stuff, chopping stuff, baking or frying things, sometimes all four. So there's a lot of stuff. You can even prepare your own bait.
Carnage is saying it's a really relaxing game, but has a few bugs that he ran into and said to save frequently. Have you run into any bugs or problems?
You can get stuck in the landscape. I've had that happen a few times, and I've lost probably a few hours in total over that, because everything is very square. The entire game is very square, pixely squared, and when you're going up and down things, sometimes there's too big of a gap and you can just get stuck in the area, which sucks. My biggest issue right now is I've gotten to a part of the story where I don't know how to move forward in it, because you have to go meet somebody, but the place where you're supposed to meet them for some reason isn't open for me. So it's like I don't know how to continue, and that's meeting the mayor. So maybe Scotty can help me out with that in a private message or something. But yeah, it's a very chill game. But you don't want to play it like I did. You don't want to be like, oh, okay, I need to review this, so let's play it for 12 hours today. No, no, don't do that. This is very much a pick it up, play for an hour or two, put it down, because every about hour, if you're just going around doing things throughout the day, it's around a half hour to an hour, something like that, is an entire day. I think something like that. In-game time. You don't seemingly have to sleep. It does tell you when you get tired, but I haven't seen any consequences of just being like, I don't feel like going to bed. Story of my fucking life. So yeah, it's a very chill game, but it gets very boring because it's all repetitive. You go out, you fish.
It's meant to be played a little bit at a time, frequently, instead of binging it.
Yeah, very much so. It's a very good game to pick up and just drop, because you can save anywhere. So nice. It's very nice.
Well, the game is $24.99. What are your thoughts on this one?
I'm all for it. Your first playthrough is going to take probably 30, 40 hours at least. And there is an achievement for getting it in under 30 days, which means you can get it done faster. I don't fucking know how, but you can. So yeah, I'm all for it. I think it's a cute little chill game, and it deals with some adult issues like death and the like, but it otherwise is very much something that even children could really enjoy. So
it is rated E for everyone, so content-wise, it's like the subject matter may be a little bit more mature, but the actual content isn't. So
yeah, you might have to explain why your character's partner is gone and why they're so sad. That might be a whole thing for you and your kid to talk about, but otherwise, it's great.
Thimber saying it is a must download on Game Pass. Yes, it is on Game Pass. So if you're on the fence, it's on Game Pass. So fucking play it. Next game to talk about is Wind Peaks, developed and published by Actoon Studio, released October 27th on Xbox One and PS4 for $14.99. In a place called Wind Peaks, mysteries happen. Help the scouts find all the missing objects in this fun and relaxing adventure of treasure hunt. Jacob, tell us about your time with Wind Peaks.
So pretty much it, most of the hidden object games that I've been able to play on Xbox, they're all by Artifex Mundi, who has, they've graciously given us games in the past. So when you told me that it was like a hidden object game that wasn't by them, I was like, let's check this out. Cause also my wife loves those kind of games. So I was just like, all right, cool. Like, so this is something she can play after I'm done reviewing. So with that, it's a story of these scouts in the forest and like various mishaps that happen to them. Like, like at one point there is a scout who loses all of his clothing, and so you have to help him like find everything in there. And another time you have to help the scoutmaster with some like various crap around there. It's very simple stuff. There's like little animated cutscenes in between each chapter, but theoretically they should go quickly. That being said, like in terms of this being a fun and relaxing game, the difficulty ramps up real quick because it just like unlike other like hidden object games that I've played, this game is really like it really enjoys hiding things. Like so, you're barely just like you might see like let's say that you had to search for a bottle. In this thing, you might see like the bottle cap pop, like, you know, just be right above the rock and you wouldn't see the rest of the bottle. It is a really big fan of hiding stuff behind it. And so I could see this being fine on like, you know, like a laptop where you could just like shove your face in front of the screen. But with the limited amount of zoom that you could do on the Xbox One version, it honestly got damn hard finding anything. Now, the game does have like a hint system, but as soon as you activate the hint system for that object, it takes it 3 minutes to find it. And the thing, like, I don't know if like their thought was just like, oh, well, you know, obviously you're trying to find it, you know, we'll give you 3 more minutes to try to find it on your own before, you know, we tell you where it's at. But even then, there was like a few times where it's like it would still point me towards the direction of where it was at. And then I'd get there and I still was having to like click on every damn thing I could possibly see just to find it because it was hiding behind some other object with barely anything sticking out to show, oh, well, it's, you know, here's the guy's underwear or here's a shoe or here's like a frying pan. And so like the game gets frustrating pretty quickly. Now I had my kids with me because, you know, I've yet to meet a hidden object game that's, you know, M-rated.
We'll find you one.
I was going to say, now that I think about it, they need to make that. Like, all right, there we go. Our first game is SML Studios. We're going to make an M-rated hidden object game.
No.
Anyway, damn it. But anyway, and so it's just, so it became like a nice activity for my sons and I to like try to find all this kind of stuff. But it was just like, as it became apparent that like it was getting really difficult, because the other thing is that your cursor will alert you to things that you can click on to make them like move, like, because, you know, you can make bushes shake, you can make the campers move around and they're like, you know, like the Pillsbury Doughboy when you click on them. But however, like the items themselves that you're trying to find, it doesn't like light up or anything like that. And so it became pretty frustrating. And my oldest son was just like, yeah, no. Like he kind of lost interest about halfway through one of our gaming sessions with it. Meanwhile, my youngest was still, like, he's just amazed by any video game. So he was in it for the long haul, thankfully. Even if he couldn't find anything. But that being said, like, I mean, the art's fun. Like, you know, it's cute. It looks like a children's storybook. But it's, as I said, like, it's kind of frustrating trying to be able to find all this stuff with a hint system that has such a delayed thing that, like, even if, like, with some of the later levels, like, even if you're not able to find anything and you're relying on those hints, like, it's going to take you like 30, 40 minutes just to finish a level. Which I know not everyone's going to have the patience for.
Which is funny because the description on the store page says the duration of the game is 1.5 hours.
I could tell you that's not. No.
Should like, they remove the decimal? 15 hours.
I was going to say, yeah, move it over 1 digit. I don't think it. I would hope it doesn't take you that long. But it's just like I wish there was some, like. If they're gonna make it so like you can barely see an object, they either need to like increase the zoom on this and realize like not everyone's sitting at a computer like where they could just mash their face up against the screen, or they need to make it so like the pointer will highlight when you found one of your objects that you're looking for. Now there is other stuff that you're like there are side quests in this game, like recycling all the glass bottles that you find on all the levels. There's some totem poles that have to get rebuilt. According to the achievements, there's gnomes in the game. I'm looking forward to finding those. But you know, it's just it's honestly a frustrating game. I think it could be a lot more fun if like they make the 2 changes that I said. But as it stands, I'd currently put it as a try it. I mean, it's very nice to see somebody else getting into the hidden objects game. Like I don't even know what you market on Xbox, but you know, but as it stands, like as I said, this one's a little more frustrating than most.
All right. Well, you said $15. It's a try it.
Gosh, I'd be more comfortable with 10 for this title. I still stand by the try it though.
All right. Well, next game is Dadish, developed and published by Thomas K. Young, released October 27th on Xbox One for $9.99. He's a dad and a radish. Get it? Dadish. His kids have gone missing from the vegetable patch, and he needs your help to find them. Jacob, tell us about your time with Dadish.
So this game is actually I don't know if it's like a straight port or, I mean, obviously it's not a straight port because there's no touch controls for my, you know, Xbox One. But so it is a port of a cell phone game that is pretty much, it's simple platforming along the lines of what you'd remember from like the Super Mario games or, you know, like Super Meat Boy, that kind of stuff. And you pretty much every single level has like, you know, like a hidden coin that you can find, but like the main objective is to get your kid, one of your kids back because they ran off and they did stuff. Now, eventually you will run into end game bosses, which you have to defeat through various means. You're going to die a lot, but the game really doesn't, you know, you have infinite lives. It's just, you just have to restart at a checkpoint or whatever. And so like the gameplay, honestly, the gameplay's fine. Like, as I said, it is a simple thing. You jump to platforms, you dodge various stuff, you die a lot, you recover your kid. And at the end of each level, like they have some snappy dialogue between the kids, between the kids and the dad, which honestly, that was my favorite part. It was almost a reward, in my opinion, for the end of each level. Like, because the dad gets more and more frustrated with his kids as the game goes on, and like so, like the level is just like, why the heck are you here? And like the kid's just like, what do you mean? I just got lost. And he's like, why don't you get lost in like less dangerous places? Like, and then so after like you beat like a world, like you go on to another one, and of course all the kids get lost again, and so you have to go recover them, beat a boss, wash, rinse, repeat. Honestly, the game's a lot of fun. It's a good challenge, and as I said, the dialogue's snappy to it. There isn't much. It's pretty much just at the end of each level, but you know it's fun. It's worth it. I really enjoyed it. I'd recommend it. So
$10, your verdict?
Cheap ass Jacob says it's a little steep, but I will still say buy it.
Cool. And there is a Dadish 2 that we'll be talking about next week on the show. They came out at the same time, figured we would split them up and give them 2 weeks of coverage instead of 1. So we'll talk about Dadish 2 next week, and that's it for you, Jacob.
Woo! Thank God.
Yeah, you can get the fuck out of here.
Oh, okay. We're not going to talk about we're not going to talk about the thing?
Oh, with Retro Highway?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
should. Do you want to say that?
Yeah, we could talk about that. Retro Highway, we reviewed last week?
Yep.
They released a new update in the past week with a couple of changes. One is they improved some of the gameplay to make it smoother. 2 is they changed some of the achievements to make them more attainable. So the one where you had to collect 100,000 coins is now down to 50,000. And the one to buy all the bikes is down to buy 5 bikes.
I was wondering why that's suddenly unlocked for me.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and we're in the game now.
really pleased when you told me about that.
Yeah, if you have Retro Highway and you're driving down the highway, you might see a billboard with our logo on it. Which is pretty fucking cool. Big shout out to the devs for throwing us in the game and including our logo. I invited them on the show. Hopefully when they have time, they'll be able to come and chat with us. But yeah, Retro Highway.
I was gonna say it's pretty rare. I've only run into it a couple of times, but I've taken screenshots of it.
I slammed into it last night.
Oh, did you get a screenshot of you slamming into it?
No, I was laughing too hard.
Okay, cool. Because I was gonna say that I'm gonna try, like, after I'm done doing tweets tonight, I'm actually gonna try. I'm gonna fire that game up, and I'm gonna try to get a screenshot of my guy slammed into the billboard.
Yeah, I've seen it. I guess it's all random. It depends on.
It is.
I've seen it show up like 3 times in a run, and I've seen it show up never. So
I was gonna say it's definitely more rare than the other ones, but it's still very cool that the podcast's logo is in there.
Yeah, and big shout out to them for including us. It's a really, really cool game. Super cheap too.
Yeah, totally worth it.
So pick that up.
I still highly recommend it.
Cool. Well, now you can go.
Okay.
Unless you want to listen to Aki's 2 reviews.
I definitely do. I mean, everyone else can, but I will not. So.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
It's okay. All right.
All right.
Bye.
You have any final words?
No. Bye. Go away.
Okay. Next game to talk about is Lucid Cycle, developed by Tonguç Bodur.
Close enough.
This is a tough name. There's like the C with the little line below. Anyway, published by eastasiasoft, it released October 26th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, and PS5 for $6.99. Journey through a series of unique and puzzling vignettes that unfold into a deeper, abstract narrative. Aki, tell us about Lucid Cycle.
This is a very fucked up game. You play as I don't know, and you are a painter, and most of this game takes place in your dreams. Most of it is a walking sim. Sometimes there's little puzzles that you have to do, mostly shooting things or collecting things. And then, poof, a portal opens up, you walk through it, you get either teleported back to being awake, or you get teleported into another dream, where you have more weird shit to look at. There's one level where you have to use your little shooty thing, which shows up in a few levels, to shoot giants' heads so that their body rotates in a clockwise position, so you could, with their arms stretched out, so you can walk across their arms to get to the other side of this giant chasm. Like that's the level of fucking weird we're at here, folks. That just T-posing giants that you have to shoot in the head. That, like, what?
Yeah, I'm reading the store page. It says, presented in a first-person perspective, Lucid Cycle casts you as the dreamer, exploring a series of short yet vivid scenarios. Make sense of each to transport yourself to the next scene. None of these are the same, but they're all paint on the same tapestry.
Yep.
So they're all connected.
They're all fucking weird.
And they're all weird as hell.
They're all connected with one very simple thread. There is a girl in all of them. Who this girl is, I don't know. I've 100% to the game. I don't know who the fuck she is. She does dance once, which is a very weird dance. It's like a mix of ballet and like twerking. So, hey, weird stuff is weird. But yeah, it's very hard to describe this game because there's a whole bunch of sections where it's just walking around. You might have to click X on some things, and that's it, the end. But then there's levels where you have to stare at this black little half wall, and if you look anywhere else but at it, it restarts the level, and there's balloons everywhere that are floating around, and if you accidentally look at one of them instead of the wall, it also resets. So you have to walk all the way around to the other side of the wall, and then backwards into the portal to get out of that part of the dream. Like, what the fuck? Who thought of this shit? Like, what the hell's going on? That's what this entire game is. There's another level where you find brains in this medieval town and you have to smash them all. What? Just what? What's going on here?
So it sounds like this is what the fuck game. The video game.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. This makes less sense than Suicide Guy Sleep in Dreams or whatever the fuck it is, which is also a what the fuck game. This is even more what the fuck. Should tell you something if you've ever played those games. So fucking weird. It's not super long. Every time you wake up, you talk to this lamp. At least I'm pretty sure it's a lamp, but it has an AI in it that talks back to you. Or maybe you're out of your fucking mind. From your dreams, I'd have to guess that. And they ask you about the dream, and then you get to choose one of the dreams that you just went through to pick, and then it tells you what that dream means. And then you go and you paint a little bit of your painting. No matter what choice you choose, the painting always comes out to be the same painting, which is a shame. But once you're done painting, you go right back to sleep. It's so fucking weird. And there is a cat in your apartment that you never have to feed and you never get to pet.
Oh, you don't pet the cat?
Nope. You can walk through the cat, but that's about it.
Interesting. Well, the game's only $6.99. What are your thoughts?
This is an easy 100%, so $6 might as well.
$7.
Still,
$6.99.
Might as well. It's you'll probably get I think it took me like 4 or 5 hours to beat this, I think. So that's pretty decent. And it's mostly just because there's so many fucking dreams you have to go to. Every handful of dreams at the start gives you an achievement. And then it gets like every few sequences of dreams near the end gets you an achievement until they're all done. It's not bad. It's fucking weird, but it's not bad.
Cool. I might have to check this one out. I like weird shit.
Yeah, there is nothing cohesive about this fucking game whatsoever. It's just weird shit after weird shit. I'm for it. It's weird. I like it.
All right, final game to talk about is Reminiscence in the Night, developed by Team SolEtude, published by Ratalaika Games, released October 22nd on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, and PS5 for $4.99. You're trapped in your apartment. You have no memory of your past. As you try to escape, you rapidly understand that you must confront your traumas, and the only way to do this is to let your choices guide you to freedom. Your choices matter. What happens to the main character and their memories is in your hands. Aki, tell us about Reminiscence in the Night.
Yeah, you play as someone who, don't know who, again, and you wake up one day and you're like, I don't know who or where or what I am. So you go downstairs and you're like, none of this looks familiar. And you get to look around, you get to interact with things, and you're like, I don't know what any of this shit is still. And then you find someone on your computer, because you have an app open that's basically FaceTime, and you find one person online, so you click that person, and they're like, oh yeah, we were friends when we were in university, best friends, so I'm going to talk to you and help you through this. And then they start telling you about some shared memories, and you get to look around the apartment and interact with some things and obtain a little bit of your memories back. And the way you interact with this person and with those items determine how your nighttime sequences go through, where you decide to go into your insanity, I guess, by talking to people in a mirror in another landscape. And yeah, you just keep doing that. It's a pretty quick game. It takes a couple hours at max to beat. I think it took me like 3. You have to play through it 4, maybe 5 times, I think, to get all the achievements for it, because there's a few different endings. It's really not that hard. It's pretty quick. Each run takes you 20-30 minutes, sometimes more, sometimes less. It's really simple. Yeah, you play someone. Yeah, I know. It's bad. Yeah, there's...
Oh, go ahead.
There's not much... There's not a lot to say about this. It's weird. And it deals with a couple kind of heartbreaking situations, but I don't want to go into them because that would kind of ruin them.
Yeah, spoilers. So, well, it's $5. What do you think?
Oh, I'm for this one too. This was pretty fun. Yeah.
Cool beans. All right, we're done. That's it for this episode. We made it through another one. Thanks to Jacob for being here. Thanks to you for being here. Big thanks to Ryan Niemiller for coming on, chatting with us again. Go check out his stand-up comedy. He is a funny guy. Always love having him on the show. This is a funny episode. I laughed a lot. I need these episodes because my kidney stone still isn't out yet.
Ew.
Yeah, it sucks. Fucking sucks.
I'd say I can imagine, but I really can't. I've never had the misfortune.
Yeah, well, if you ever have a kid, you'll apparently know what it's like. Because they say it's as close to childbirth as a man can get. But I don't know. So, who knows? But yeah, we're done. That is it for this episode. Aki, do you have any final words to end it?